And looking forward to these solutions that are coming up here. Ladies and gentlemen, young people, members of the media, thank you for making time to come to this briefing of your 100 days that we've been in office. And Gugu's already said that it took 28 years before it could be realized that women can also lead in KwaZulu-Natal. So I think all of us here in this room, sonke sila, we are making history, because when we write a book, masekubhala umlando kuyoshiwo ukuthi i-bootcamp yethu yokuqala banse sibhala incwadi, your names will be there. Ukuthi kwi-bootcamp yethu yokuqala, i-hackathon. I always tell them, we don't hack, we explore. It's not hacking, it's exploring. So I heard that the other group was building the firewalls so that we don't explore. And I'm looking forward to exploring that firewall. That firewall, is it resilient enough for me not to hack it? So those are the kind of things that we're going to be talking about Kule 100 days. I do wish to, first of all, also thank the African National Congress, because they saw it fit that they needed to appoint me to lead in KwaZulu-Natal. And indeed, it is a daunting task at this time of the year, having experienced so much in our lifetime, for the first time, coming across something called COVID-19. But in our quest to building an ethical, capable administration in KwaZulu-Natal, we are here also to ensure that we eliminate fraud and corruption. And I'm so happy that one of the groups that are dealing with the e-government, they're also talking about how do we stop fraud and corruption in government systems. And I've already said that I already have clients, landly, esizothenga kubona lama solutions that you are doing here. Since assuming office, we have aggressively embarked on a journey to catapult the province of KwaZulu-Natal as one of the technology hubs of the country by awakening the sleeping giant, which is digital economy. We have noticed that our province has not been moving at a required pace in terms of implementing the fourth industrial revolution, and as the frontiers to the new economic growth, as a pillar also of building a future smart province, smart cities, smart villages, yonke indawo, even ezakhiweni zethu, sibe nezakhiwo as smart as you are doing here during this boot camp. We have also since prioritized the implementation of the smart province in accelerating the digital revolution in KwaZulu-Natal. Our starting point has been to modernize and digitize within government. We want to ensure that those services that can be accessed online, those who want to do, can do that. And before I came here, I also got a briefing from the team that is doing the e-government, providing solutions for Home Affairs, for various departments, Department of Health and a number of other departments. And as I said, that I already have clients here, because many of the solutions that you're coming up with are the solutions that are not even available on the market. Or even if they are available on the market, they are available because zenziwe ngabantu bakwamanye amazwe, without our own content, without understanding our own challenges, sihleli la KwaZulu-Natal. So for me, it's more important that the solutions that you are making, you're not making just the solutions for KwaZulu-Natal. Yes, they are based on the real experience that all of us feel when we are at home or when we are at school. But these solutions can also be, exported and imported to other countries. And what also excited me is that when we talk about, there was a team that was talking about the games. And I was saying, we are a tourism, province. And we are going to be now creating games that are unique to KwaZulu-Natal and South Africa. Ezingekho kwamanye amazwe wonke womhlaba. Yes, we're playing the sports, but we want ama games okudlala ingqathu, okudlala umlabalaba, okudlala zonke lezi zinto ushumpu, zonke lawo ma games lawo. Kube ngama games that even when tourists come or even when people want to buy outside of the country, they know ukuthi hey sifuna ukuthenga leya game yaKwaZulu-Natal because ayikho ndawo umhlaba wonke abekho abantu abadlala ushumpu abekho abantu abazingqathu abekho abantu abazi zonke amathini zonke lezi zinto esizidlalayo. So it's really important therefore, ladies and gentlemen, that as we had begun with our first digital lab as we launched in Pietermaritzburg, we are using to train the small, medium and enterprises, but also we are doing training so that business intelligence, data analytics, data scientists are being trained right now as we talk here. And we've taken more of the young people. We have a category of young people unemployed that are graduates. We have youth metric. We have others that have got postgraduate qualifications. And we put them all in different categories so that when we do solutions and we do training that is going to be able to move you from where you are to immediately to the job market and creating your own businesses. So the program that we have rolled out to all, we are going to be rolling it out to all the 10 districts. I'm so excited that I hope ama containers weight. We are getting more containers from Transnet, and as we get more containers, we are going to be able to then fill them up and then launch them everywhere around the province. And some of you here are going to be installing these digital labs because you're already training here to some of these things that we are talking about. We are currently having 20 youth, young people that have been recruited as data scientists. We have 75 more that are doing the repairing of our laptops as well as the cell phone, mobile phones. We are now rolling out this boot camp, which also will be rolled out to the rest of the province, where we really want to expose young people to what is happening in this digital economy. So as you're part of this first boot camp, we have got 450 young people here, and our view is that the 4IR must contribute as an important economic stream to the provincial economy. And to this, we want to be realistic in investing in the IT infrastructure as the province and need to generate those skills that are much needed by our young people, but also particularly in the rural areas, as we would know that our province is more agriculture. And you've already seen the drone that we use mainly for agriculture and sugarcane. And I spoke to a lot of you how this is going to be helping many of you, particularly because it's endaweni zasemakhaya. The team actually, now this is where it gets interesting. The team that is going to win Dr. Roles is going to get the drone. We're going to give them the drone as a prize. So I'm looking forward then to those solutions and the winners. We'll see other winners as well, because we have different, I was telling Alexia there to turn the lights red, and she really did. In our first week in office, when we look on how do we attract investment in KwaZulu-Natal, we supported the reopening of the Toyota plant in Prospecton that was ravaged by April 2022 floods, where the mud, was approximately 1.8 meter deep, Gulea factory of the Toyota. And the entire 87 hectares of the site of Toyota, was flooded, causing extensive damage to electrical, mechanical, and the IT infrastructure, and many other things, including cars that Toyota South Africa had to order, just over 100,000 cars. And during the floods, Toyota had to destroy more than 70,000 cars that were flooded. 70,000. You can imagine how much money is that. But unfortunately, because of mud, because it's not only the water, when there's flooding, there's mud, and it's very, and you can't remove it. That's why they had to destroy that number of cars. And again now, they needed to now buy or get more equipment, as well as the parts to start manufacturing new cars. And as you know that Toyota not only deals with the African markets, Toyota does cars for the rest of the world. In fact, most of the cars, Toyota cars that you see, no matter say Europe, whether you're in Asia, wherever you are, the Toyota cars that you see there, particularly the hybrids, the new hybrid cars, they are manufactured here. And that is one other thing that we've been talking with Toyota about, that we want you, as these young people, to be trained so that Toyota doesn't have to bring people from Japan. It must be you here who are able to work and service Toyota, so that if Toyota want to expand, they know that they have skills that are readily available for them to expand. Our second work was a 7.7 billion upgrade expansion of SAPI Psycho Mill that we also supported. The project expansion completed by SAPI Limited and SAPI Southern Africa was officially launched by His Excellency the President of the country. And this project has increased the mill production of SAPI, particularly the dissolving of the pulp operation, and as well as dealing with the increasing the uptake of the forestry plantation to about 871 people that are permanently working for SAPI. But also they have about 8,300 contractors, SAPI alone, contractors that are contracted to SAPI to provide different things to SAPI, whether it's logistics, or it's planting amahlati, or it's working on any of the value chains that we saw. And we're very excited when we were there as well that there is a young man that is already doing amabhokadi, amajinzi, impahla from inkuni lezi sihlale siyibona lapha sithi amahlathi. And we have so much of these forests as well as these here in South Africa. And I always lament the fact that we have these shirts that men love them so much. It's called Madiba shirts. Madiba shirts are not made by us, by the way. They're made in Indonesia. Indonesia buys amahlathi wethu ney'nkuni zethu la, zifakwe emkhumbini, zihambe ziye Indonesia. Indonesia make t-shirts, bayenze material basinikeze, sesiyagqoka sesiyadansa sithi sigqoke iMadiba shirt. Cha, yenziwe Indonesia. We need to make it here. And this is what we want to do. We want you to be able to know what kind of technology, what kind of mix is going to enable us to get this material so that we can do the material here instead of having to buy it in Indonesia. The other work that we supported was the HESTO, the Mater Group HESTO harnesses which manufactures wiring of harnesses for the automotive industry. Ilapaya Emandeni. They have a big factory there that employs about 7,000 people in that factory. And the Hesto harnesses investment amounts to about 750 million. And this investment is part of the Ford T6 vehicle launch, which is part of the Ford's global program, with South Africa being the key manufacturing for this parts here in Mandeni. So for Hesto harnesses, also it meant that approximately 3,300 new jobs were created with the expansion of that factory of Hesto. And we're very excited again that with Hesto, the harnesses that they make, harnesses are yile intambo lezi ezilapha emotweni, imoto kubona ukuthi inalama tube mhlambe liya kwinjini noma liya ko carburetor noma liya kuphi lama pipe lawa akhiwe by small intambo ezincane zo furnace. So you make those and you put them together and then you wire them and you bind them together. And it takes a very important technique to know ukuthi i-harness eyongena ebhetrini fanele ifake ziphi intambo, i-harness eyongena kwinjini, i-harness eyongena lapho kufakwa khona amanzi emotweni, i-harness eyongena emasondweni. And all of those things are the techniques and technology that we want you to be able to master, so that all these industries that we have here in KwaZulu-Natal don't have to be bringing people from outside of the country, but it's you who are going to be able to service all these industries. We also launched the new mall at Umhlanga, the new mall there, the Radisson Blue 5-star hotel as well, that has been launched. And we're very excited about the Oceans Umhlanga new mall, because again, it's going to be bringing much needed investment, as it will also cater for the high-end markets. Abantu balapha KwaZulu-Natal angeke basadinga ukuthi bagibela amabhanoyi bayothenga impahla laba badle zambana la kaPondo, bazokwazi ukuthi bathenge khona la KwaZulu-Natal. The other projects that we have on the pipeline is the project that entails the manufacturing of food-grade carbon dioxide for beverages sector. The project is in Newcastle at the Kabochem chemical complex, and this is a 56 million rand investment that will contribute potential of 50 jobs with the grant funding that had come from the NEF as well as the DTIC. The other upcoming investment is the project that entails the textile and the apparel manufacturing at Ezakheni. And the company is the largest vertical integrated textile manufacturing company that produces clothes for Fortini, for Woolworths, for Total Sport, for Macam, for Sports Scene, and the Fix. This is the company that is providing for those retail shops. But I must tell you that we have another jewel in KZN, in that the Edgars, when Edgars was sold, it was sold to a person who's a resident here in KwaZulu-Natal. So Edgars now is owned by a KwaZulu-Natal businessman. And what does that mean? It means that we have a first bite for supplying Edgars with any kind of things that Edgars want to, to put in their retail shops. And this is Edgars in the whole country, not just Edgars here in KwaZulu-Natal. That's again just to show you the potential that you have as young people, as we really forge ahead with creating, jobs, but also attracting investment. The other one is a project of, that entails the logistic parks and internodal terminal in Escort. The other one is the Zulu Lami Coastal Residential Estate. The other one is the Duzi Forestry Plywood, which is in a project Isengome, under Abaqulusi local municipality. The other one is the Medical Center of Excellence, which is a hospital that is going to provide for about 407 beds, servicing the acute and subacute as well as the day, as well as the psychiatric wards, which is located in Hillcrest. This is another investment that is coming up. The Exemplar Retail, the owners of and the managers of the various township and rural Space of Africa portfolio. This is another investment that we have here in KwaZulu-Natal that is being rebuilt following the unrest of this year. The other investment that we are having coming up is the LHL Engineering, which is the expansion of a company in Glen Anil. I must say that we've also had setbacks. Kube khona igameko esibe nazo ezaffecte amanye amabhizinisi njengesigameko saba khona lapha kwa Dennis Mushroom lapha eNtshongweni okwasha khona ifactory yakhona, and it has affected about 319 workers who are without jobs right now as they continue to refurbish again. We've also had another setback of Tonga Tullet that hopefully the government working with us, we are going to be able to rescue some of the business operations of Tonga Tullet. On the SMME front, we are unlocking the SMME township in the automotive sector, in the retail sector. We're talking about the panel beating, the spray painting, the automotive, the mechanics, and I'm very happy that I heard from one team that was doing a solution that is going to help with Lama Park's Akanda E model. And I'm very excited about that because that is a readily available solution that we are going to be needing so much as we work with this industry in KwaZulu-Natal to grow it. We are working with Itala Development Corporation because we need Itala to be able to lend funding to this industry so that they are able to also benefit from some of the major contracts that are available through the National Treasury as well as the provinces. We also are doing a robust partnership between the Office of the Premier, the Youth Development Chief Directorate, and the national departments, which is the Department of Employment and Labor, on the implementation of the Job Preparedness Program for capacitating the unemployed graduates in the province, which has already commenced. We are providing the youth mobile officers that are visiting various districts. You will see the car that is here. Some of you saw it because that's where you were doing some of your computer work. That car that is here, we've got many other cars like that one. And that is the cars that are going to be going back with you to other districts where we will be providing further support to your businesses through these mobile cars. But over and above that, these mobile cars will be going with NEFSAS, will be going with the Central Registration Office, will be going with the EPWP, will be going with the SA Mobi, Youth Mobi, NYDA, and a lot of other packages that we want to bring at the doorstep of our youth wherever they are in the province, so that our young people don't have to be traveling long distances just to get access or to see what opportunities are available in various departments. We are also pleased to announce that as the Office of the Premier, in rolling out the program that is aimed at job creation and skills development, we are involved in partnership with the aviation sector. We have already funding 7 pilots that have started this year, but also working with the aviation school that is based in Oribi, airport. The aviation sector, it's a very rewarding sector, and it's a growing industry. Umkhakha wamabhanoyi. So sinabantu abasha asebengene abaqale ukufunda, I think 2 months ago. Abanye bafundela ama commercial pilot licenses, abanye bafundela ama private pilot licenses, abanye bafundela ama drones, abanye bafundela a crew, abanye bafundela technical aviation, ukanda amabhanoyi nokwasevisa. And these are all the young people that we want to see really graduating to be opening their own industry, working with Ifuze Aviation Academy. We are also excited that with this training of Fuze Aviation, we have 2 of our young people abasebenza already with this Fly South Air. Bayasebenza sebeqashiwe ka Fly South Air, bafunde with the Fuze Aviation. One other young person usebenza nele company enje ekuthiwa uLift Airlines, and these are young people that have gone through this aviation school. Now they've graduated, and they were able to be supported by Red Cross to be able to master their flying hours, and now they are working full-time. And those are the kind of opportunities that we want to see to all our young people here in KwaZulu-Natal. We've also paid a significant attention to the service delivery facing our people, particularly the issue of water. And to this end, we have identified a number of retired engineers who will assist us with skills and experience in responding to the challenges of water. Challenges of water are everywhere in the province, particularly eNumzinyati, Otsukela, eMkhanyakude, Ugu. Those are the districts that have got hotspots that we are already working on the deployment of these retired engineers to bring the much needed skills and expertise to unlock the challenges that are faced by water service authorities. We've also created the water war rooms in each one of the districts with a view of ensuring that the water master plan that we developed as a province is utilized when we are delivering of the services to our communities. The water war room of Ugu district has made a huge improvement in the implementation of the measures to bring about stability to the water shortages and the water problem there. The refurbishment of the mechanical and electrical components at St. Helens Rock. It's one area that we are working on with the Reinkonyeni local municipality. The areas also that have benefited from this work are areas of Hibadin, Ramsgate, Boboy, Murchison, Gamalake, and all the surroundings of that area. Umzimkhulu dam levels has steadily increased, and the implementation of the project also will be seen moving forward. The second project has also been the refurbishment of Umtavuna Mechanical, Electrical and Civil Components project, which is implementing the short-term and medium-term water supply disruptions under Umtavuna system. And this working with the COGTA and the Water Service Authority under our massification project is also aimed at ensuring that amanzi ayatholakala kuleza ndawo eziphakelwa uMthavuna system. Within the 100 days, ladies and gentlemen, working with the police under the leadership of MEC Hlomuka, we're able to launch the festive season, safety season for KwaZulu-Natal with the Minister of Police, Minister Cele, as well as the Lieutenant General Kwanazi. We've also mobilized structures such as the Community Police Forums in association with the Community Crime Prevention Association, as well as the Community Police Forum Board. And we are working with those structures to ensure that we really deal with crime in KwaZulu-Natal. We're very happy that there are police that will be graduating from the police colleges. Bazophuma ngomhla ka-14 kuDisemba, bazobe bekhona la eThekwini nizobabona bemasha sebephuma ema-college, and 2,000 of those police are going to be deployed here in KwaZulu-Natal, which means over and above my policies now, we are going to be getting 2,000 extra police, which are going to be in the beat during this festive season. We are also excited that we are introducing technology in fighting crime. I was happy to hear the solutions ezizosiza ogogo abahlala ngabodwana emakhaya nalabo abahlala kuma-care centers ukuthi nibafakele lama solutions enikhuluma ngawo, and I'm looking forward to sharing these solutions also with the social development and other departments, so that even the Department of Human Settlement, when they are building houses, and I know that they always build different houses for disabled people, for elderly, and now I think with this retrofit that is coming from the solutions that we are building, I think we are now going to be able to introduce government to put those solutions as we build houses, so that those houses are built with the smart technology that you are doing here to enhance, again, the safety of our elderly, the safety of our disabled people. The machinery of police have been able to have quite a few successes under organized crime investigation units. They were able to crack the drug bust at Ingudwini. They were able to also recover the illegal firearms and ammunition at Mpangeni and other various areas where these have been very successful. In our 100 days, we've also been paying specific attention on the capacity of government to deliver services. And it is crucial, that it's very important that with the smart technologies that you are introducing to us, that you are also inventing here, we are going to be introducing some of these smart processes in the strengthening of a monitoring and evaluation unit of the Office of the Premier, but also working to sharpen the skills of our public service. We have done the skills audit in the provincial government to see, Uguti, how are the skills in the province. Also, we've done the skills audit in order to ensure that wherever there are mismatch, we are able to realign those people, because we've seen in many instances, even yourselves here, you would have graduated maybe having a civil engineering, but then you go and work as a clerk in a corporate services unit. And those are the kind of mismatches that we want to really deal with, because ama skills ayadingeka kwezinye indawo, and uthola ukuthi abangale you can't have a carpenter asebenza ayenze plumbing. Fanele carpenter ayenze into ya carpenter, uplumber ayenze kwaka plumber, administrator ayenze kwaka administrator, engineer ayenze kwaka engineering. So that is why this process of skills audit has been very important to us as government, but also to see where is it that we need to improve the skill set of our public service. One of the areas, again, has been to enforce the consequence management in government. There's many departments where you found that kunabantu that have been under suspension for the longest of time, getting paid, but ama-disciplinaries wakhona angaqhubeki. Worse, you'll find that people are at home enjoying a holiday, but they're getting paid. And they keep on postponing lama disciplinaries and therefore rendering the system ineffective, because you cannot employ somebody else unless you've dealt with that disciplinary. And those are some of the things where we are tightening the screws as government to ensure that disciplinary issues are dealt with promptly, but also we ensure that there are warm bodies where there are supposed to be warm bodies. We've also had a number of partnerships that we've been able to master with various organizations. We've met with women's organizations, religious sector, business communities, civil sector. We are going to be intensifying our program of gender-based violence, working with the civil society organization under gender-based violence. You will see some of those as we launch our 16 days of activism, but also 395 days of activism of non-violence, of no violence against women and children. These are some of the projects that we are going to be intensifying, working with the Liquor Authority, the Liquor Association, and other bodies as well. In our 100-day report, we want to send an early warning to all our public service, but also to our communities, that we are heightening the tempo of service delivery. But also, we want our province to really get back to be a working province. We want young people of our province to bring the much needed energy to our business processing systems. I'm very excited that many of you that are going to be coming out of here, you're going to be opening your businesses immediately. And we have those cars that I spoke to you about who will be helping you to teach you how to open a company, how to register your company, but also how to register in the government database, because that facility is available in those youth cars that are going to be going in and around the province. I do want to say that we're very excited that you are taking advantage of many opportunities that are available. I've been speaking to Dr. Rawls because we are negotiating with the other party, Oguti, some of the teams that are going to be winning in various aspects that you are doing. We might want to support them with the startup packs, so that when we talk about the connectivity that you were doing, the team that was laying the cables, laba bazosifakela i-Wi-Fi, langa phakathi, those teams should be able to have a starter pack, so that when they come out of this week, baphume bene starter pack sokwazi ukuthi baqhubeke, either nivula icompany yenu or niyaqhubeka niya-installer, as you've seen how do you do the installation. Same as the smart classroom, same as the robotics, same as the smart houses, and I can assure you that there is more than enough jobs for you who are going to be installing the smart houses. And I'm very happy that I've heard many of you talking about opening, you're closing your windows while you're at the office and doing all kind of things with the solutions that you are building here today. So I just want to say that my excitement will only be realized when many of you mustn't check next week. We find that you've made progress from what you've learned this week. To find that you are ready to help us train more young people, but also when we go to other districts, you are going to be able to again link up with many other young people who are also wanting to join in this technology space. And you would have seen there, one of the the smart classrooms that we have, Dr. Rawls, we spoke to the German, the GIZ, that they are willing to sponsor us on that smart classroom, so that you can be able to link up with some technology classes in Germany, and you are able to be taught various skills, again, on the Internet of Things, on the issues of IT. We have met with the NASA, South Africa, and we are in the process of meeting with NASA in US, And these are all the opportunities that we want you to know that you can go to the space. South Africa has been involved in the launches of the space. I don't know how many of you know Oguti, South Africa, whenever you see the space being launched, whether in US or in any of the continents, South Africa is always part of building that space that goes to the Mars. And the one thing though that we're talking about with the NASA South Africa is that it's about time that our young people not only NASA South Africa doesn't only contribute to launching other spaces of other countries, but it's about time that we have our own space that we are going to launch. And I'm sure we can make it, because with the solutions that we are coming up with, I mean, the sky is not the limit for all of us. So we have begun laying a foundation to usher the new era of change, renewal, and the sense of agency in everything that we do as a province. But we want to emphasize the social cohesion. We want to emphasize the peaceful existence of our people. We want to emphasize the support that our people need to give to our young people, particularly those who will mentor you. We already have a team of women CEOs who are mentoring quite a large group of young women in various skills. I think they're taking the 3rd class now of 50 each that they are mentoring, and it's really looking very positive for us as KwaZulu-Natal, that in a very few years to come, the unemployment would have been really pushed back than what it is here today. So we're aiming to implement our service delivery program of action much faster, with greater focus, with greater determination, and we commit to remain accountable to our citizens, and we will do our best to inspire, to support, to restore the trust to our citizens, but also bring back the confidence that KwaZulu-Natal can be the province that leads in everything that will liberate South Africa, particularly on the economic front and the economic space. So, Ngalamazwi, ngiyanibongela once more, those of you who are part of this boot camp, please take it very serious. Take it very serious, and this is the future that you are beginning here this week, and we want to see you next time playing in the world space, doing businesses with companies in Asia, in Europe, in Americas, and everywhere in the world. Even when you are here at home, you are able to do business with any of the countries and with any of the companies. But you can only do that when you take serious notes, but also advantage of the opportunities that we are giving you here. And I do want to really also applaud the Office of the Premier, but also our project team led by Dr. Rawls and the whole team in technology for bringing forward this program. And he didn't say that I must stay in January, I think it was January, where we are going to be having that expo that we were talking about. And there's even greater and bigger things that are going to be happening there. And I'm hoping that when we have that, we will be exhibiting some of your companies. There's one young person, wangapa Richards Bay, owake ikula box yogu transporter ama organs. Waifaga imoto. It's a girl, I think she's 15, 16 this year. She's built a watati cooler box, the normal cooler box, and she put the motor in it and a monitor, i-cooler box uma transportwa any organ in the hospital, whether inhliziyo, whether izinso or anything transportwayo, because it must be cold. So the cooler box that has got a motor to make those organs to be cold, and when the temperature changes, the cooler box does also give the beep to say temperature is not good for this organ, and that is many of the other work that is being done by young people that you can also do it, having to start from here, putting one foot forward at a time. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again, Honourable Premier, for that detailed 100 days progress report, which really demonstrates a government at work, and a government at work with young people at the core. The Premier presented a report that is detailed, that is practical, and demonstrate what practical problems, solutions, and also opportunities that are there for young people. The Premier spoke about opportunities in the aviation sector, opportunities in, in various industries of our economy, that you young people who are here are already, tapping into those sectors. So once again, let's all give the Premier a huge round of applause.